And then they want things. They're like, well, I want to be financially free. It's like financial freedom comes from hard work for decades. I don't know what planet you were born on, but my grandfather was born in the Great Depression, had both his parents die by the time he's 15, took care of his sister, went to work 6 days a week, every week, to pay for night school at WPI, also my school. And when you grow through that, he was in World War I, you just aren't entitled. You have an advantage over everybody because you don't believe life is supposed to be easy. And so that's what I would end with of life is hard. It is, no matter how you slice it, life is hard. That's my belief. But despite that, you can grow and you can make it so meaningful. And it's the hard that actually makes it meaningful. And if you can really get that and really understand that, rather than some fluffy, feel-good, life's supposed to be easy BS, you actually will build a life of magnificence that you're proud of. And when my life was the easiest, quote unquote, when I achieved all the dreams I thought I wanted, I was the most deeply unfulfilled because I wasn't maximizing my potential. I was entitled. The truth is I was entitled. I got entitled in my 20s, my early 20s. I was really kind of an entitled guy. And I think that can be valuable. Yeah. So.
I love that you shared that, because it's something that resonates with me. Where we come from Nigeria, so we grew up with, there's no entitlement there, because you see people struggling just with the basic food that you're talking about. And I always used to struggle in bringing up my kids in the West, because I feel like when you lose touch with that, I saw this all around me, this entitlement. When people start complaining, I'm like, what are you complaining about? Like, let me just take you back and drop you in Lagos for a week and bring you back, and you realize you'd have nothing to complain about. But then the more I think about it now is, okay, our kids are going to grow up in a bigger house than we did. And I used to always want to think, oh, they have to go through that hardship to understand it. But I've had to change my mindset, is they have to cherish hard work. Because I remember the biggest secret, my dad, I asked him, what's the meaning of life and what do I need to do? I expected some long philosophical answer. And he's like, it's just pure and simple hard work. You have to cherish hard work. So for me, I've started to change. Life isn't hard. It's hard when you think it's hard. That's life. It's a challenge. But when I go back to when I used to do triathlon training, and someone always said to me is like, love the hills. So this guy would go and find hills to tell everybody else about, I found this hill, and everyone would get so excited. But when you step back, you think, that's so crazy. Because if you said that to a normal person, we're going to go and jog up this hill or ride the bike up the hill on the way home, you're like, why would you do that? But then the more I used to train triathlon, I started to realize if I went up the hill, more hills, but when I got to the race, it was easier. So the more, it sounds crazy, but when you change that mindset, it's like, you get excited when you see the hill, because you know that's going to make life easy, because life is going to come at you whether you like it or not. It's going to make life easier. So that's why I've started to try and change the mindset of just embrace hard work, so that it's just a challenge. It's not something hard, if that makes sense.